Welcome to a story about the greatest love I ever knew. A love I didn't fully understand until it was too late. A love that taught me what it really means to give everything without asking for anything in return. I never knew love had a smell until it was gone. It smelled like vanilla and cinnamon, like fresh bread baking on Sunday mornings, like the lavender soap she kept in her dresser drawer, like home, but I didn't notice it back then. I was too busy living my life to notice hers. My mother's hands were never soft. They were rough and cracked, with lines that ran deep like rivers on a map. Her nails were short and plain, no polish. No shine, just clean and trimmed because she said fancy nails got in the way of real work. I remember watching her hands move in the kitchen, chopping vegetables, kneading dough, stirring soup. Those hands never stopped moving. Even when she sat down to rest, they were folding laundry or mending my torn school uniform. "Mom, why don't you use that hand cream I bought you?" I asked once when I was 16. She smiled. "I do, sweetheart, but some things don't wash away easy." I didn't understand what she meant. I thought she was just being stubborn. I didn't know those cracks came from years of washing dishes in cold water, because we couldn't afford to fix the water heater. I didn't know the calluses came from scrubbing floors at the office building downtown, working the night shift so she could be home when I got back from school. I didn't know because I never asked. There were so many little things I never noticed. Like how she always served herself last at dinner. She would fill my plate first, then Dad's, and whatever was left went on hers. If there wasn't enough, she would say she wasn't hungry. She would smile and say she had a big lunch. I believed her every time, like how she wore the same 3 dresses in rotation, but I always had new clothes for school, how her shoes had holes in the soles, but mine were always in good condition, how she never bought anything for herself, but my birthday presents were always exactly what I wanted. "How did you know I wanted this?" I would squeal, hugging whatever gift she had saved up for months to buy. "A mother always knows," she would say, kissing my forehead, but I didn't know her, not really. I didn't know her favorite color until I was 23. I didn't know she loved old movies, the black and white ones with happy endings. I didn't know she wanted to learn to paint but never had the time. I didn't know she dreamed of seeing the ocean but spent every penny on me instead. I was so busy being loved that I forgot to love back. High school came and went in a blur. I was popular. I had friends. I had plans, big plans, college, career, success. I was going to make something of myself. I was going to make her proud. I got accepted to the university. I screamed, running into the house with the letter in my hand. She dropped the dish she was washing. It shattered on the floor, but she didn't care. She grabbed me and held me tight, tears streaming down her face. "I'm so proud of you," she whispered, so proud. "I know, Mom, I know." But I didn't know what it cost her. The university was 3 hours away. The tuition was expensive. We didn't have the money, but she said we would figure it out. She always said that. "We'll figure it out." She took on more shifts. She sold her wedding ring. She told me it was just sitting in a drawer anyway, not doing anyone any good. She said it was better to invest in my future. I should have said no. I should have insisted on going to community college. I should have gotten a job. I should have helped, but I didn't. I took the money and ran toward my dreams, never looking back to see her standing at the door, waving goodbye with tears in her eyes. College was everything I hoped it would be. New friends, new experiences, freedom. I was finally living my own life. I called home once a week, usually on Sunday evenings. The conversations were always the same. "How are you, sweetheart?" "I'm good, Mom. Really busy with classes." "Are you eating enough?" "Yes, Mom." "Are you warm enough? It's getting cold there." "I'm fine, Mom. I have to go. I have a study group." "Okay, sweetheart. I love you." "Love you too. Bye." Click. 5 minutes, sometimes less. That's all I gave her. I didn't ask how she was doing. I didn't ask if she was lonely in that big empty house after Dad passed away during my 2nd year. I didn't ask if she needed anything. I didn't ask if she was okay. I just assumed she was fine. Mothers are always fine. That's what I thought. After graduation, I got a job in the city. A good job, the kind of job that required long hours and full commitment. The kind of job that didn't leave room for 3-hour drives to visit home. "I'll come visit soon, Mom, I promise." But soon never came. Weeks turned into months. Months turned into years. The phone calls became shorter. Once a week became once every 2 weeks, then once a month. Then only on holidays. "You sound tired, sweetheart. Are you taking care of yourself?" "I'm fine, Mom, just busy. You know how it is." But she didn't know. She never had a career. She never had the luxury of being too busy. Her whole life was taking care of others, taking care of me. "When are you coming to visit?" "Soon, Mom, I promise. Work is just crazy right now." "I understand. I'm proud of you, sweetheart." "Thanks, Mom. I have to go. There's a meeting." "Okay, I love you. Love you too." Click. I told myself I was building a life. I told myself she understood. I told myself I would make it up to her later. There was always later, until there wasn't. It was a Tuesday. I remember because I had just closed a big deal at work. My boss congratulated me. My colleagues took me out for drinks. I felt on top of the world. My phone rang at 11 at night. An unknown number. I almost didn't answer. "Hello. Is this Sarah?" "Yes, who is this?" "This is Mercy General Hospital. Your mother was brought in this evening. She collapsed at home. You're listed as her emergency contact." The world stopped spinning. "What, is she okay? What happened?" "You should come as soon as possible. The doctor will explain everything when you arrive." I don't remember the drive to the hospital. I don't remember parking the car or running through the emergency room doors. Everything was a blur of fear and panic. "I'm looking for my mother. They called me. Where is she?" The nurse led me down a long white hallway. The lights were too bright. The smell of antiseptic burned my nose. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it would burst. And then I saw her. She looked so small in that hospital bed. So fragile. Tubes and wires connected to machines that beeped and hummed. Her eyes were closed. Her face was pale. Her hands, those rough, cracked hands, lay still on the white sheets. "Mom." I ran to her side and grabbed her hand. It was cold. "Mom, I'm here. I'm here." Her eyes fluttered open. She looked at me and smiled. That same smile she always had. The one that said everything would be okay. "Sarah," she whispered, "my sweet girl. Don't talk, Mom. Save your strength. The doctors are going to fix this." She squeezed my hand weakly. "I'm so glad you came. Of course I came. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I haven't been here. I'm sorry for everything. SHH, don't be sorry. You were living your life. That's what I always wanted." The doctor came in. His face was serious. He used words like stage 4, and advanced, and too late. Words that didn't make sense. Words that couldn't be true. "How long has she been sick?" I asked, based on the tests, at least 2 years, probably longer. 2 years. 2 years she had been carrying this alone. 2 years of doctor visits and pain and fear, and she never said a word. She never wanted to worry me. She never wanted to be a burden. "Why didn't you tell me?" I cried, turning to her. "Why didn't you tell me you were sick? You were so busy, sweetheart, so happy. I didn't want to ruin that. Ruin it. Mom, you're my mother. You should have told me. I could have helped. I could have been here." "You are here now," she said softly. "That's all that matters. But it wasn't enough. It would never be enough. The doctors said she had weeks, maybe a month if we were lucky. I quit my job. I moved back home. I spent every second by her side." The house felt different, smaller, older. There were pictures on the walls I had never really looked at before. Pictures of me at every age, my first day of school, my graduation, my college acceptance letter framed and hanging in the hallway. But there were no pictures of her. She was always behind the camera, never in front of it. I slept in my old bedroom. The bed was still made with the same flowered sheets. My old stuffed animals sat on the shelf. Everything was exactly as I left it, like she was waiting for me to come home. Every morning I made breakfast. I tried to remember how she used to make it. The eggs were never quite right. The toast was always a little burnt. But she ate it anyway and said it was delicious. You don't have to lie, Mom. I'm not lying. Everything tastes better when it's made with love. We spent the days talking, really talking. For the first time in years, I listened. She told me about her childhood, about growing up poor but happy, about meeting Dad at a dance and knowing right away he was the one, about the day I was born and how she cried because she never knew she could love someone so much. I was so scared, she admitted. I didn't know how to be a mother. I didn't know if I would be any good at it. You were the best, Mom. You are the best. She smiled. I just loved you. That's all I knew how to do. I learned things I never knew. Her favorite color was yellow because it reminded her of sunshine. She loved old movies because they always had happy endings, and she needed to believe in happy endings. She wanted to paint because it looked peaceful, like a prayer without words. Why didn't you ever paint? There was never time. There was always something more important, someone more important. You should have made time for yourself. I did, she said, touching my face. You were my time. You were my masterpiece. I cried so much during those weeks. I cried for the years I wasted. I cried for the chances I missed. I cried for the woman I took for granted. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm so sorry I wasn't a better daughter. Stop, she said firmly, as firm as her weak voice could manage. You were perfect. You are perfect. You gave me purpose. You gave me joy. You gave me a reason to wake up every morning. Don't you dare apologize for being exactly who you are. At night, I lay in bed and listened to her breathe in the next room. Sometimes the breathing was steady. Sometimes it was rough and labored. I was terrified to fall asleep, scared that she would slip away while I wasn't watching. One night I heard her crying. I rushed to her room. She was sitting up in bed, tears streaming down her face. Mom, what's wrong? Are you in pain? No, sweetheart, I'm just sad. Sad about what? I won't get to see what happens next. I won't see you fall in love. I won't see you get married. I won't meet your children. I won't be there for all the beautiful things that are coming for you. I climbed into bed beside her and held her close, like she used to hold me when I was scared of the dark. You'll be there, Mom. You'll always be there. I'll carry you with me everywhere I go. Promise me something, she whispered. Anything. Promise me you'll be happy. Promise me you'll live a full life. Promise me you won't spend your days drowning in regret. What's done is done. What matters is what you do next. I promise, Mom, I promise. She died on a Sunday morning. The sun was shining through the window. Birds were singing outside. It was a beautiful day, the kind of day that shouldn't hold something so terrible. I was holding her hand. I had been holding it all night. She hadn't spoken in hours. Her breathing was shallow and slow. I'm here, Mom. I whispered, I'm right here. You're not alone. She squeezed my hand. It was barely a squeeze, just a small pressure, but I felt it. And then she was gone, just like that. One moment she was there, and the next she wasn't. The machine started beeping. Nurses rushed in. They said words like I'm sorry, and she's at peace now. But there was no peace for me. I felt like I was drowning, like the room was spinning and the floor was falling away beneath me. I wanted to scream. I wanted to rewind time. I wanted just one more day, one more hour, one more minute. But time doesn't work that way. The funeral was small, just a few neighbors and old friends from church. I stood at the front and tried to speak, but the words got stuck in my throat. My mother was the best person I ever knew. I finally managed. She gave everything she had and never asked for anything in return. She loved without conditions. She sacrificed without complaints. She was the definition of love. I broke down crying before I could say more. After everyone left, I stayed at the cemetery. I sat beside her grave and talked to her like she could still hear me. I miss you, Mom. I miss you so much. I'm sorry for all the times I wasn't there. I'm sorry I didn't say thank you enough. I'm sorry I took your love for granted. I wish I could go back and do everything differently. The wind blew gently, rustling the leaves on the trees. For a moment, I swear I smelled vanilla and cinnamon. The first few months were the hardest. I moved back to the city, but everything felt wrong. My apartment felt empty. My job felt meaningless. Nothing mattered anymore. I would call her number just to hear her voicemail. Hi, you've reached Margaret. I can't come to the phone right now, but leave a message and I'll call you back. I must have listened to it 100 times before the service disconnected the number. I went through her things slowly, her clothes, her books, her little treasures in her nightstand, and I found a journal. I almost didn't open it. It felt like invading her privacy, but something made me look inside. Page after page was filled with prayers, prayers for me, prayers for my health, my happiness, my success. Every single entry was about me. Dear God, please watch over Sarah, keep her safe, help her find her way, let her know how much she is loved. There were entries from when I was a baby, from my first day of school, from every birthday, from the day I left for college, from last month. She prayed for me every single day of my life. I also found a box under her bed. Inside were all the letters I had sent her over the years. Birthday cards, Christmas cards, random postcards from trips. She had kept every single one. There were also newspaper clippings, articles about my college achievements, the announcement of my job promotion. Things I didn't even know she had seen. She was following my life from a distance, celebrating my victories alone. And there was one more thing, a letter addressed to me. My dearest Sarah, if you're reading this, then I'm gone. I'm sorry I had to leave you. I fought as hard as I could to stay, but some battles can't be won. I need you to know something. Every sacrifice I made with joy. Every hard day was worth it because I got to be your mother. You were never a burden, you were always a blessing. I'm sorry I couldn't be there for all the things that are coming, but I need you to keep living. Don't let grief steal your future. Don't let regret steal your joy. Love deeply, laugh often, be kind, help others the way I tried to help you. Make your life matter, and when you miss me, look for me in the little things, in the smell of fresh bread, in the warmth of sunshine, in the kindness of strangers. I'll be there. You are my greatest achievement, my proudest moment, my whole heart walking around outside my body. I love you forever and always, Mom. I cried until there were no tears left. It's been 3 years now, 3 years since I held her hand, 3 years since I heard her voice, 3 years since I felt her hug, but she's still here. I feel her every day. When I make coffee in the morning, I use her old mug, the one with the chip on the handle that she refused to throw away. When I'm having a hard day, I hear her voice in my head. You're stronger than you think, sweetheart. You can do this. When I have to make a difficult decision, I ask myself what she would do. She always knew the right answer. I started volunteering at a homeless shelter. I serve meals every Saturday. I see people who are tired and struggling, and I think of her. I think of how she served others her whole life. I try to love the way she loved. I also started painting. I'm not very good, but that's not the point. I do it because she never got the chance. I paint sunsets and flowers and happy things. I paint the life she dreamed about, and I keep her memory alive in everything I do. When someone is kind to me, I think of her. When someone needs help, I remember how she never turned anyone away. When someone is hurting, I try to comfort them the way she comforted me. I met someone last year. His name is David. He's kind and gentle and patient. He reminds me of my dad. When he asked me to dinner, I almost said no. I was scared to open my heart, scared to lose someone again. But then I remembered my promise. I promised to be happy. I promised to live fully. I promised to not let regret steal my life. So I said yes. David knows all about my mom. I talk about her all the time. He says he wishes he could have met her. I tell him he would have loved her. Everyone did. We're talking about getting married. We're talking about kids. We're talking about building a life together. And I know she would be so happy. Sometimes late at night I still cry. I cry because I miss her. I cry because I wish she was here to meet David. I cry because there are so many things I want to tell her. But mostly I cry because I finally understand. I understand what love really is. It's not just the big moments, it's not just the words I love you. It's the small, quiet things, the packed lunches, the mended clothes, the rough hands that worked endlessly, the prayers said in secret, the sacrifices made without complaint. Love is showing up, day after day, year after year, even when it's hard, even when it's thankless. Even when no one notices. That's what she did, that's who she was, and now, that's who I want to be. I want to love the way she loved, fully, completely, without holding back. I want to give the way she gave, freely, generously, without expecting anything in return. I want to live the way she lived, with purpose, with kindness, with grace, because that's the legacy she left me, not money or possessions or status. She left me something far more valuable. She left me an example of what it means to truly love. Dear Mom, it's been another year without you. Sometimes it feels like yesterday. Sometimes it feels like forever. I want you to know I kept my promise. I'm happy. I'm living fully. I'm not drowning in regret. David and I got married last spring. It was a small ceremony in the garden. I wore your pearls. I carried yellow roses, your favorite. I felt you there with me. I swear I smelled vanilla and cinnamon. We're expecting a baby in the fall, a little girl. We're going to name her Margaret, after you. I hope I can be half the mother you were. I think about you every single day. I see you in the kindness of strangers. I hear you in the laughter of children. I feel you in the warmth of the sun. You were right about everything. Love is the only thing that matters. Love is the only thing that lasts. Thank you for loving me the way you did. Thank you for every sacrifice. Thank you for every prayer. Thank you for every moment. I'm going to teach my daughter about you. I'm going to tell her about your rough hands and your soft heart. I'm going to tell her about your strength and your grace. I'm going to tell her about the greatest love I ever knew, the love you gave me. I love you, Mom, forever and always. Goodbye, dear reader. Thank you for walking with me through this journey of love, loss, and healing. May you cherish the people who love you while they're still here, and may you carry their love with you always, just as I carry hers. Remember, love never truly dies. It lives on in every kind act, every gentle word, every moment we choose to give ourselves fully to those we care about. Go now and tell someone you love them. Don't wait. There may not be a later.